When you get your paper today, make sure you have turned your paper portrait tall like a building. Find the bottom right corner and write your name. When you are finished writing your name, we are done with our Sharpie, so let's make sure we return it back home. Today we are going to be painting, so we will need our paintbrush, which is like our ballerina who dances on their tippy toes. They never scoot on their bum. That's a funny looking ballerina. You're also going to have water at your table, and our paints are going to be our dry paint. So we need to wake them up with water. They need lots of water because they're super thirsty. So my little trick is to take our water and dipping my brush into the water. I'm making sure I'm gonna wipe because I don't want to drip everywhere. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in the color that I want to use, and I'm gonna start a mini swimming pool. When there's a mini swimming pool inside, I'm going to carefully bring my brush around the paint color, being gentle like a ballerina, and then you can begin painting your background for your penguin. Now when I'm painting, I'm going to paint from side to side, almost like we're painting stripes. And you want to make sure you spread that paint. When you are painting today, you may use any of the colors that you have on your table. It is up to you if you want to use warm colors or cool colors. Now, if you so happen to get way too much paint on accident and it looks really dark and it doesn't really match the other paint, what you can do is just keep on spreading it, or take some water on your brush, some clean water, make sure you wipe it off, and with water on your brush, keep on spreading it, and it's gonna spread and turn out beautiful again. When you are finished with your painting, bring your artwork carefully with 2 hands and bring it to the drying rack. Because our artwork is shorter and not as long as our really long paper, if we turn it this way, it might fall. So make sure you slide it in like a building, not wide like a hot dog, because we don't want our wet artwork to fall. After you have turned in your painting to the drying rack, we're gonna go shopping today at the paper store. So if you remember the paper store, we need our imaginary money to go shop at the paper store. So go ahead and bring your imaginary money over to the paper store. You're gonna drop it in the imaginary bucket, and it's gonna say cha-ching, and you need to shop for the body of your penguin. So we're gonna grab the larger piece of black paper. Don't get it confused with the smaller piece of paper. We don't need that just yet. Then you're going to grab another white sheet of paper that's for the belly of your penguin. Starting off with my black piece of paper that is for the body of my penguin, I'm gonna make sure that my black paper is turned portrait tall like a building. Now I'm going to use my finger to air draw. That means I'm not using my scissors to draw yet, I'm just using my finger. And if you notice, I am drawing the letter U, but it's upside down. Now, I want you to try and create a penguin larger than your hand. If it's way too small, then we won't really see your penguin that well. So it should be about larger than your hand. So when you feel like you're ready, go ahead and take your scissors, using one hand to turn the paper like a steering wheel and the other hand to nibble. We're going to start from the bottom of our paper, and I'm going to nibble, nibble, nibble up. And when I get close to the top, I'm going to turn my paper with my other hand. Nibble, nibble, turn. Nibble, nibble, turn. Nibble, nibble, turn, because our U is starting to go back down. Nibble, nibble, turn. And now I'm going to cut straight down. And here we have our U, but we're going to turn it upside down, and this is going to be the top of my penguin. where the head is, and this is going to be the bottom of my penguin. You're going to repeat the same steps on our black paper for our white paper, but it has to be smaller. Our U has to be smaller because it's the belly. We don't want our belly too big, so we're gonna repeat the same steps. Nibble, 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 and turn. Notice how I didn't cut up as high on my white paper because I need it to be smaller. Now, after you've cut it out, double check your belly size. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's the right size because I won't have room for my eyes. So I'm going to give my belly a little haircut at the top. And we're gonna cut a smaller curved line. And let's check to see how it fits now. I think it fits pretty well because I have enough room for my eyes and my beak. Using our glue brush and our glue, we're going to pretend our brush is a bunny and it's going to hop all around the edges of our belly, not painting glue everywhere. That's way too much glue. And you want to kind of bunny hop fast or the glue is going to dry. Flip the glue side down and make sure you try to line up the bottom of the belly with the bottom of the black paper. Gently press down, flip your penguin over and give it a good massage. I'm heading back to the paper store. I'm gonna drop in my imaginary money, cha-ching, and I'm going to grab 2 smaller pieces of black paper for my penguin's wings. For my wings, we're going to cut out a curved line close to the top of my paper. Using one hand to turn and the other hand to nibble again, I'm going to start from the corner of my black paper and I'm going to nibble up, and my scissors are curving around, coming back down to meet the other corner of my paper, and here is one wing. I'm going to repeat the same steps for my other small black piece of paper. Now we're ready to glue our penguin's wings, and instead of putting glue on the edges of our wing, we're going to put 2 dots of glue where we want the wing. So 1, 2, and notice how I put it on the body instead of the wing, and I'm going to gently hold it down. In your head, count to 5. I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other side of my penguin's body, and I put it close to the edge. And I'm going to place this wing like it's waving and saying hello. I'm going to hold it down and count to 5 in my head. If you still have time, you may use your white paper scraps that you use for the belly of your penguin to cut out the eyes. And we're going to use an oval or a circle shape for our eyes. Now our eyes don't want to be too big, but they want to be just the right size for our penguin. We won't finish our penguin by the end of class today, so go ahead and flip your penguin over to the back. With a white crayon, I want you to write your name. If we don't use a white crayon, we're not going to see it on the black paper that well. Go ahead and turn your penguin into your artwork folder that is at your table. If at the end of class you did not get to glue something on your penguin and it's time for cleanup, I will give your table a baggie and you're going to share the baggie and put parts of your penguin inside so that we can glue it next time. Make sure you press down on those seals so that none of our penguin body parts fall out, and they'll be nice and safe for us next time. Go ahead and also turn your baggie into your artwork folder with your penguin.